crazy predictions, Dan. I don't think people can really give you a lot of flack for it. I mean,
gosh. All right, it's time. The game is loaded up. Maru versus Stats, a best of 5 on Kairos Junction. Starts now.
2, 1. Round of 16. Match 3.
In the upper left, in the blue, our Terran player from Korea. He is
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
in the bottom right, in the red, our Protoss player from Korea. He is
Splice, Stats.
All right, Tasteless.
Oh,
so
it's
far,
you and me this time. Hi, Artosis.
Yeah, hi, how you doing?
Okay.
Glad to finally
I've
be
been
back
seeing
with
other
you.
casters on the side for a while, but
Yeah, I tried them. Not as satisfying. I'm back to you. So listen, all right. You've already nailed it today with the greatest match being a laser versus dark.
Yeah.
Like you nailed it. You smiled at us when we made fun of you because you knew that we were stupid and you were smart. So I'm asking you here, because this is so hard to predict, Maru or Stats, who wins it?
the fans.
Oh,
The
he's
people
right
at home.
again. I already
Yeah.
know he's right again.
I have a really tough one with these two. I think it really could go either way. I kind of sort of want to lean a little bit towards Stats if I had to choose one, but really it could go either way.
Okay. Well, Maru has properly primed you to say that, so.
Yeah,
makes
this
sense.
is true. After seeing
God.
that interview.
Yeah. Say anything else you
We've
feel
been used to
silly.
Maru dominating for a while, but we're still waiting for the period where he's consistent in interviews on a high level.
I know,
where he can give us
I know.
something to work with.
It's like, Terran's so hard, and then it shows like what he's done. It's like, oh, there's his 4 GSLs in a row.
Yeah,
Pretty sick. So don't forget, we are showing off some of the skins here for the
right.
new war chest that you can get. It goes live in like 8 hours or so. Beautiful Reaper skin right there.
Yeah.
He has snow jets coming out the back.
Yes. He's going to be coming forward here now to end up meeting with this Adept over here. The Adept will try to zone him back out. And for now, we're waiting to see what kind of play exactly Stats is going to go for. Both these guys just continuing to expand and tech pretty modestly.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see the type of style that Maru is going to want to show us. I feel like we haven't seen as many of his games lately. You know, GSL's just been off for so long. How long has it been since GSL? It's been like almost a month already.
The what?
No, right?
Oh, that tournament we used to
What
do.
versus the world?
Yeah, it's been weeks.
Gessel? What's Gessel? Is that German as a second language?
It actually has been a little while. You know, we had to move some dates around here in the studio, guys, because we have so much StarCraft 1 casting and then GSL versus the World coming up here, and there were some overseas events. So it's good to finally be back here doing some StarCraft 2. Look at that.
I love the
look
Snow
really
Reaper.
closely. His little eyes
How does he
are
get
actually inside of his. Hold on.
inside of his helmet?
Inside, it's like little ghost eyes. It's like a little jack-o'-lanterns in there. You know, it's like a Halloween Reaper.
He can't hide in the dark very well, can he?
No, he can't.
He like stopped using his
He's
boosters,
trying
but
to
his
scare
eyes are still
people. Yeah,
glowing.
he's like he's scared. He's hiding in the dark, but his little eyes still show up. Now, we have the stim being upgraded now. It's blink over here for Stats with a robo. Now this is very Stats-esque. This is very middle of the road here.
Is Maru just going for a 2-1-1 here? Like, is he just gonna? Okay, adding some Marauders in as well. Definitely gonna see some pressure coming out of
Yeah,
him pretty
we'll definitely
quickly.
have more of a timing here in this case.
Yeah.
But Stats, again, very middle of the road, kind of waiting to see what the Terran's going to do, try to stop that as best he can, and then take a few steps ahead. And this is sort of why Stats is a lot of times viewed as the end-all macro Protoss.
Yeah.
Is that he just really doesn't tend to do anything too dramatic at the start. He kind of waits and sees what you're doing, stops it, and then, you know, as the game goes on for a long period of time, he usually has a pretty substantial lead and navigates that to a win.
Yeah, he's kind of the ultimate defender.
Yeah,
but
since Rain's been gone, yeah.
yeah. But look at, oh my God, that's so cool. Look at the trails it leaves behind. You know what's going to happen? You're going to be scouting your probe across the map, Tasis, and you're just going to see 2 white lines in the sky. And you're like, chemtrails. But then you realize that it's just a Widow Mine drop into your main. You're like, I knew it was real. It's even in StarCraft now.
Oh, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry.
Completely different area.
I saw where the stalkers were. I was so intoxicated by those the lights on the ends of the medevac. I really like that.
Yeah.
Now these are going to blink in right as this army's leaving. And actually, the two stalkers managed to chase away the medevac without the medevac getting any drop off at all, denying the barracks.
Oh, he even kills it. Nice pick off right there. And looks like he'll get out here without losing. Oh, no, with losing everything.
Not
Never mind.
so fast, Artosis.
Yeah. Still felt like it was a good idea. Just punished very quickly here.
Wow. Nice play here by Maru. Observer has spotted where that medevac is. I don't think there's any stalkers that can actually catch that just yet. But another observer comes in here to continue to monitor that movement.
Actually, the stalkers from the top are making a beeline for it right now. Maybe he'll be able to catch it?
Oh, wow. Okay. Well,
just barely meets up.
He decides to blink away.
Beautiful micro there from Maru, the hot pickup on the Marauder.
Yeah, the 4 Widow Mines coming forward now with this push. Where's he going to go exactly? He might try to go and fake a little bit of pressure over here in the front and then maybe pick up and go into the main. We've seen that a lot with Maru. But the Stalkers are going to be ready to try to get some snipes off. Nice job. Oh, actually not getting that Widow Mine. Excuse me. We have an Immortal in the mix now as well.
Oh my. Well, he has the shield battery, so I could see him end up holding this. Ooh, nice blink back there. Does pick off that Widow Mine. That Widow Mine skin, kind of cool. It kind of looks like a walking coffee table with too much stuff on it.
I thought it kind of looked like a walking pile of laundry, but yeah.
Yeah, well, that would be the stuff.
Yeah.
What do you use your coffee table for? I mean, that's where I throw my dirty laundry.
They're going to now regroup over here. Terran is, while the third's being taken. Now, the Stalkers with Blink, they can absolutely get a few more pickoffs here if they do this correctly. And this was a little bit riskier by Maru. Is this going to be stopped in time?
Yeah, or seriously, on location third CCs is...
Very nice force cancel there.
Yeah. Well, stats, you know, he's continuing to zone very, very well at the moment. Taking a look at the economies, obviously he's got that third base up and mining for quite some time. His 1-1 is going to be finishing up as well as Charge as he adds on more gateways as well. I feel like it's pretty reasonable for him, but Maru's army is starting to get kind of scary too.
Yeah, actually, Maru might be able to intercept this over here. These Stalkers actually need to go north real fast.
Uh-oh.
And this is going to be a massacre if they can't get out in time.
Is there a way out up there?
There's it's called...
No.
All right, back at home. Protoss should be, with the rest of the army, able to actually take a fight here. But Maru continuing to roam the map. And we'll see if Stats actually decides to push out here. Because, again, the command center's being made over there at the third. If Protoss wins this fight, another push in here could actually deny that third. And so far, this is looking like a pretty easy take here for Stats.
Yeah, the targeting there was just awesome.
Just now catching this Warp Prism over here on the side. The command center is nearly done, but I think Stats may be coming in here to try to... No, he's going to back off. You know, but the idea was there for sure. If he could actually get a deny on that command center by killing the SCV and then the unfinished CC, that would have been brilliant.
I tell you, like, I feel like with the amounts of units we have seen Stats lose getting trapped in various areas, most Protosses would already be so far behind Maru, but his micro in these battles has been awesome. He's been targeting things down awesomely as well. And with these 3 Immortals and his reasonable upgrades, Stats keeping that pressure on him.
He's going to come out again now. And I think Stats might want to try to back up. Oh, I love this, though. Just trying to snipe one of those medevacs while he can. And good interruption here on the mining over at this third base. Stats, again, always able to just do a lot with a little. He'll pick up, he'll go into the main. This will pull the army back. And then we might even see Stats push out again.
I love that harassment, too. Look at that. 3 Zealots, even picks him up and gets out of there. No Viking or anything to push it away.
And not mindlessly warping away too much.
Yeah,
It's like just the bare minimum. He doesn't even lose any Zealots, so he's effectively lost nothing and gotten 3 SCV kills, which is great.
A seriously worthwhile play here from Stats. Look at this, going back in right now as well. We'll warp in a few units, but look at this. At home, he's taking another Nexus, getting into splash damage with that Templar Archives, and his 2-2's about to finish while he's not under attack, and that is such a crucial set of upgrades.
Yeah, again, Stats continuing to grow, looking good, and I love just getting the Storm here as well. That's kind of one of the last things you really need to just take on Terrans that are stimming and advancing into you.
So, Stats looking really, really strong as of right now. I feel like Maru hasn't been able to find his groove as of yet. he hasn't really gotten damage done to stats, although we've seen a couple pushes that look scary for a moment.
This next push might be a problem. Again, the right idea by sending the bare minimum of zealots in here. This will, and it's, see, look at the mini map now. Blue being pulled back
Oh
north
my
here.
God.
The entire army has to take out 2 zealots. Otherwise, the SCVs are either all killed at this expansion or all have to be pulled away.
That's brutal.
And this is happening as Stats' 4th Nexus is about to finish. So I was going to say this push out here might be more of a threat until those Zealots pulled it back, but I think we're actually going to have a skirmish here in the middle of the map. Oh my God, this is such a good catch here by Stats. Great storm there on the infantry.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get a couple more off as well. Beautifully done right there. The Liberators come in, but that should not be enough. I think that Stats will easily roll through this army.
And a big warp in here to the north of this. We're going to have a pickup, but good catch here with the Stalkers coming in. And this is a massacre. GG. Stats takes game 1 in this best of 5.
Just smashes through Maru right there. A lot of active play on both sides. So many skirmishes. And, you know, while Maru's known for fighting so well and microing so well, it felt like Stats just outdid him by a bit.
Yeah. Maru, I think, had a lot of really good ideas there, but some of that game, I think, really did come back to the really minimalist harass that Stats was able to do.
Yeah, I like the way you put that.
Like,
there was some Marie Kondo harass right there, all right? Every Zealot was precious to him.
It was a game where a lot of times we'll see like 6 Zealots run in there and start hitting SCVs, or a warp in with, you know, the 4 Zealots unloading from the warp prism, and then, you know, 4 or 5 more warped in there in the main. It was the bare minimum, which allowed Stats to have the rest of the units that he had invested in the later part in his main army. And this is all after a lot of Stalkers were wiped out in the back and forth in the early game. I mean, really excellent handling.
Yeah, really masterful play there from Stats. But we're going into King's Cove next, and this is a map that Maru normally goes mech on.
And that game has now loaded up. Game 2, Maru versus Stats, starts now.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In the upper left, in the blue, our Terran player. He is
Jin Air Green Wings, Maru.
And in the bottom right, in the red, our Protoss player. He is
Splice, Stats.
obviously both from Korea. So we're going to get at least one Korean for now.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Thought they were going to go
What if this tournament was just the world? I mean, what then?
Well, that would just destroy the name of the tournament.
Yeah.
We could just call it the world.
Thanks for coming down, guys. Love you. We got a full house here in the studio, by the way. I love doing GSL versus the world. Super tournament as well. I love doing these events, just marathoning through all these great players in just a few days. Here in the studio, we love to work out of. Nice.
Yeah, it's awesome how many people actually come down as well for this, who actually travel into Korea to watch this live, because it's like, basically, it's the best 4 days of StarCraft 2 that you're going to get. You know, it's all live, it's all right in the studio, everyone can kind of hang out and chat together and watch the games. Just an awesome experience.
We've got one SCV headed across the map on the far right. And a lot of the same ideas to start things off that we saw in Game 1 we're going to have in Game 2 as well. Both players pretty modestly taking their second bases. And we're going to have to see which branches in the build orders they're going to go for, because there's still a lot of different ways this game could end up, even if both players open up pretty conservatively.
I'm hoping that we see mech from Maru here. This has been a map where Maru's very good at mech, really likes mech. A lot of Terrans choose that style on this map. I feel like it's not a bad style against Stats anyways. What he wants to do is stop a bunch of smaller attacks, right, and continue to macro up and then eventually win. Whereas I feel like the mech style in general can be a little bit better against him, since he's already playing a little bit defensively, and you generally want to play more greedily against mech.
Yeah, well, one of the things about mech is that all these more ordinary timings you'd see come out, you can kind of play around. You know, a mech player needs to get a certain number of mech units before they can really have any map presence. And by the way, big Stargate play there, and Oracle coming out here as well.
Okay.
Worth noting, but
Still a good opener.
Yeah, it's totally fine. There's nothing crazy risky about getting a Stargate out. I mean, it serves a couple of different functions. The one thing I think that's become, you know, kind of a joke in PvT that we oftentimes see people talk about is just don't lose that to a Widow Mine, the Oracle right away, because that's one way to just kind of car crash this game into a bad spot. But other than that, I mean, if you just switch the Robo out for the Stargate, we have a lot of the same ideas. We have, you know, 2 more gates coming down here. There's probably going to be a decent number of Stalkers unless there's some other type of timing attack coming in here. And keep in mind that after the Oracle may come in there and do some scouting and do a little bit of harass on the workers, the other big thing it can do is start to tag medevacs when they do become important in the game.
The scouting, the detection, the harassment. It really does have a lot going for it. By the way, this is going to be bio-based play, and that was actually something that, again, we were talking about and we're interested in. But I think that is a little bit better for stats, not just stylistically, but Stargate openers in general. I think you're a little bit more comfortable playing against bio.
By the way, tagging that, no medevac tagged in this. The second Oracle comes up. Now this medevac is headed here towards, just towards the bottom right. We're going to see exactly where it's going to be dropped.
Now towards the top right.
Now towards the, yeah, thank you.
It's going just to the right now.
Right again.
Just to the right.
I think it's going to go right into this natural, but if there's no detection here and this gets planted, it might be able to do a decent amount. I don't think an Adept and a Stalker are going to cut it to try to stop this. And I think the second one might, nope. And it's instantly saved.
A Stalker and a Probe and gets both the mines out? That was actually a great drop.
But we have 3 Oracles parked here at 12 o'clock.
That's true. But is Maru playing Zerg?
This is the question. Wait, let's find, no.
Okay,
no,
okay.
But this is going to get a lot of kills. In fact, especially as this barracks lands, it kind of locks out the ground army from defending. Here we go.
One shot in those SCVs is pretty strong. Doing a great job right now. Look at that. Really solid damage.
This is
9 kills.
This is really abusing the kind of ant farm-like shape of Maru's base right now and how the army has to move through it.
Oh my gosh. 14 SCVs?
And he didn't lose any Oracles.
And now he's even got that Phoenix to lift up the Queen next time he goes in. Oh my God. Doesn't even know what matchup it is. He's still crushing.
We should, in a little bit here, see Terran try to come do some damage of his own. It's been more and more popular. Hold on. Here we go. We had 14 killed before, already 4 more. And this might just continue to get a little bit worse here. Even though the depots are down, just the way that these, from the factory to the barracks going to the right to it's like this cashew nut shaped building structure, which is allowing the Oracles to really abuse and beat down both the main and the natural, despite on paper Terran having the right units that could come in here and chase this away.
No, I like how you said that, especially the cashew shape. Normally we call it a banana, but cashews work too.
No, it's even more curved, than that.
Even more.
Yeah.
All right.
The cashew is like, it's the nut that looks like it's doing yoga or toes. It's like trying to touch its little toes.
I guess you're right. It is more curly.
Yeah, it's more curly than that.
It's almost like half of an O, but not quite. It's more like half of a 0.
Or like a C that somebody sat on.
Yes.
We got a push coming out here for Terran. That's coming through the top. I do feel as though the fact that Stats has basically been unharmed in this game, besides that Widow Mine drop that was frankly not that impactful here. Okay, Maru is really falling apart here.
He has lost so many SCVs.
Even a player as good as Maru, mathematically, you really are going to have a hard time trying to recover from this. And here comes a drop.
Okay, this drop has to do something big, and already it's killing some probes here.
There might be the option for Terran to pick up as this fight begins to be lost and go into the main.
Throws down 3 auto turrets. That will put out a lot of damage right here. Some great force fields going down. The Immortals having their way with this army.
If I'm seeing this correctly here, actually, Protoss just wins this fight straight up. And from there, we have a 2-basing Terran with a greatly diminished main army after that lost fight inside the natural. We have Protoss just barreling towards a better and better army and stronger tech. We just have Zealot legs being upgraded, Thermal Lance for Colossus being upgraded. Maru is actually about to expand, building his CC, if I'm seeing this correctly, building his CC at the 3rd, which will be punished by Oracles, assuming Stats doesn't lose them. I mean, all signs point to Stats right now.
Yeah, it's hard to even imagine what Maru's comeback path looks like after that drop was shut down with minimal losses. You know, Stats is just hitting this kind of a escape velocity.
Oh, here we go again. There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah. He won't go there again, as he goes there for the 4th time.
And then we have this drop happening in over here. Great warpins immediately happening here for Stats. Spraying out those Zealots to get a good surround here, as the Stalkers note are actually coming in. Well, they were initially going for medevacs. Now they're going to target them down again, as I think Stats is really interested in just trying to close this out. In fact, he doesn't want any of these other units to even get away.
In the meantime, 12 SCVs dead on the other side
So
of the
how many
map.
kills are on each of these? 16, 11,
17.
14.
Oh, wait, no, that was energy. Like 22, 23. It's
I'm
not
like
even
80.
on.
64 kills. Oh, that's the health. So I guess that SCV is going to finish that command center, by the way. Or I think it already did, actually.
Yeah,
Look at the production tab. Yeah.
There's not enough SCVs over there to kill Tastes. There's just one. Stats,
He'll just
Stats
kill.
has bigger plans.
Yeah, he'll wait until there's more SCVs transferred over there, and then the 3 Oracles will get that. A scan here. You're seeing all these upgrades finish up now. And finally, with 2 Vikings out, he'll be able to chase this away just in time to... All right. At least he got to finish that command center.
They did their job.
Now,
These
I have to
Oracles.
imagine that very soon here, Protoss is going to be tempted to attack. Unless Maru already attacks before that, and then Stats holds it off, and then Stats wins the game. But this is just very... it's a very hard game to imagine Terran coming back from, especially with a player like Stats who's so clean and so good at keeping a lead.
Well, I think he is going to attack right now, like you said, right?
Yeah.
He just made his Prism. His army is so strong right now. He's got 3 or 4 Colossus out. That's just, I mean, look at this. How do you stop that? Not with that.
Not with that.
Not with just those.
Yeah, this, I mean, on paper, in this case, yeah, these 2 armies, the Terran is not going to win this, I don't think. But let's see, maybe Maru gets a really good engagement where he can snipe 1 or 2 of the Colossi. Maybe Stats misjudges the situation.
Stats actually left like 10 Stalkers at home, so this is not his full army. This is not his full power. It looks like they're maybe coming out now.
Yeah, well, I think he's been waiting for the drop to happen, because that's normally when it would. And here they are. They're now going across the map, because even if Terran tries to pick up now and then go inside the natural or the main, it's too long of a travel distance. The Protoss will have already started the fight, and therefore already start to have the damage come out.
Okay, here he comes. The Maru ready with a flank. Has some extra units sitting around. Has some mines spread nicely.
Oh,
hey, good mine to start.
Yeah, that was great. Getting rid of all of those shields.
Great concave here from Maru.
Yeah.
He's dealing some damage, but Stats is taking his time. He's going to eliminate that side of the army for the most part.
Chasing away that little army in the north. And now with an Archon in the front and Zealots spilling in between, he's going to go for this fight. And GG! Stats 2-0
My gosh.
against Maru. What the hell's going on, Artosis?
He's looking so strong, man. It's crazy. Stats is in form. He's... I mean, he just won Aces ROG over Sterile, right? So that is... It's a big, well, over Solar technically, but that's a big deal. It shows the kind of level that Stats is playing at right now. He had a rougher early part of the year, whereas Maru had a great early part of the year. Yeah. But, you know, of course, Maru won that first GSL, but hasn't really delivered since, whereas Stats is on the rise once again. So maybe it's going to be like last year, right, where Maru looks like he's the guy, he's the chosen one, and then by the end of the year, Stats says, no, that's me.
Time for map 3. It'll be on Turbo Cruise 84.
Okay, smaller map. We'll see if Maru maybe it's time for some Maru cheese, you think? Some proxy raxes? We're
I'm down. Why
two
not?
games in a row, no proxy raxes?
He usually brings them out at some point in time, whether he's winning or losing.
Yeah, might be time now.
All right, guys, our game is loading up. Maru, the 4-time in a row GSL Code S champion, versus Stats, who just came back from Aces ROG as a champion. Game 3 starts now. Let's go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Da-da-da-da.
Who's surprised? Raise your hand.
Here we go.
Whoa, look at that
Okay,
arm.
let's look at him. Now,
He's
in
got
the-
like a ripped
he has-
right arm.
He has Ninja Turtle Mutagen in the middle of his boomboxes,
Oh my gosh.
of his 2 old cell phones.
Yeah, look, and he's leaking coolant out the back. Little bubbles. He's got that crazy right arm for building stuff.
Yeah, and what better to build than a barracks right in the natural?
I know.
of
Look at where
Stats'
that is.
Of Stats is natural.
Okay. Now we wait. See exactly what this is going to be. It could just be something as simple as a Reaper coming out, 1 to 2 Reapers, see if he can get some harassment done, and go into his factory at home. I'd imagine that that's what we're going to end up seeing.
Now, a scout across the map is one of the easiest ways to identify that you're getting rushed right away, because you at least see the lack of the barracks, right? It's
Yes.
then you go, okay, well, we don't know where the barracks is, but we know it's not in the main, so this is some type of rush, unless it is the, you know, a situation where they hide it right outside their natural, but then you wouldn't get 2 gases for that.
That's a really good point. Seems pretty straightforward. Okay, throws down the bunker, so this kind of tells the story of what's going on. Stats now knows where that barracks is. Not going to be. It's just going to have to be 1 base play here from Stats for a bit.
Now, 1 base play can absolutely manage a proxy rush. Keep in mind, you know, the big ideas here for any player that proxies is that some, at least 1, but sometimes more than 1, core production facilities are not inside your own base. So if the rush doesn't work, then there's a whole other burden on the player whose rush failed. So, you know, Stats' whole goal here is to just hang on until he can eventually find his own advantage.
All right, some good harassment here. He actually gives up his bunker plan in the natural. We'll have to cancel that, but is starting to get some probes. He gets 1 kill so far. Stalker comes out. That might be the only kill that we see.
And that second Reaper is about to come out.
Now,
So,
does Maru go into a command center from here, do you think? Or does he continue down the aggressive
he's
road?
going for command center right now.
Great call.
Yeah. I mean, oh, look at that. Now that I look at the screen, there it is. Okay.
Tasis has eyes closed during
Can I
that.
take my blindfold off yet? Is it okay?
No, we're going to wait
All
until
right,
the finals for that.
Now the Reapers are going to try to come back into the main here.
Beautiful micro there from Maru. Just kind of getting some extra damage out there. But, you know, you're sitting here with 2 Stalkers. You're not afraid of 2 Reapers. That's for sure.
And so one of the things that Maru showed us is that, you know, Terran don't risk as much as people think they do in proxies because the barracks flies so fast. And in this case, this was among the lowest risk of proxies.
I tell you what, that Hellion, where's Kelly Milky's? That looks like a race car.
It does look like a race car. You are absolutely right. I'm digging my new skins.
Yeah.
Oh. Now, this is eventually going to end here. I mean, there's going to be enough Stalkers to make Terran never come back in here. But
Gonna send 1 up.
And this is a great scout. Perfect scout.
Yeah, doesn't know that was a prism, though. It died before the prism popped out.
But certainly when you see that, you're going to be suspicious of the possibility of a prism, especially post a fairly unimpactful proxy, right? A lot of times, if the proxy attack has failed, you're really eager to try to get back in there and start slinging your own punches.
Center upgrade
Well,
complete.
they pass each other, so that Widowmine drop going in has some real potential for damage. If he hits right now before that bunker finishes, that would be huge.
I don't think he is, though.
That's right, there's only a Reaper in it.
Yeah.
You can almost ignore that.
All right, here we go. And actually, this is going to be used to juggle. He's just going to ferry this right into the main.
It's very funny. He's like so prepared to really try hard to get up here and then just kind of walks up. Has to pick off that. Okay, he does get the Viking.
Nicely done, nicely done. Are there enough SCVs to keep this repaired? I do not think there is.
No, he warps in more and more Stalkers here. 11 probes die to that mine drop, by the way, during all this, but this is all the SCVs fighting, and that death toll is going to get even higher.
And it may be so high, there's not much Maru can do. But wait, what?
The Widowmine's killed a lot.
Widowmine killed a lot, excuse me. But the damage out here is going to just be, I think, possibly too much, right? That's it. GG! Stats 3-0 versus Maru. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and with that, the pipe dream of a Maru Serral finals dies once again.
But at least we got one Korean so far into the round of 8.
That's true.
Whew. I was getting worried they both eliminate each other or something. No, but seriously, Stats is looking amazing. I have not seen someone make a Protoss versus Terran look that easy in a long time. And against